some investigation on
I
that.
think I have it written here somewhere. When he was on the show, I think I put it in. Yeah. Stay warm, sports fans. This is the chat. It is January 21st, 2025. And if it's not, you're watching an on-demand episode, week number 868 of Sports Chat.
868.
Corey Smith is here. I'm Jeff Cook. I'm here. Sean Garrett is in the booth, standing by to take your call. What are the burning issues of the day? You want to do hot seat, shining stars?
We can do the hot seat first there.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go. It took me a while to figure out like a good hot seat, like who is in fuego right now, and I'm going to go with Golden State Warriors. They had one of their worst losses at home in the Steve Kerr era. They lost 125-85, losing by 40 to the Celtics, and
Celtics can do that to you. I mean,
so
still, that
it's
is
not like a
okay.
burning like hot seat, but they just haven't been
points.
playing, like a top caliber team in the West.
Well, Clay moved on.
Yeah.
There are a lot of guys you never really heard of.
Dealing with the
To me,
injuries.
Draymond Green is always a distraction, keeping his fragile ego in check. I mean, I don't know the man. I don't mean to speak poorly of him, but he does have a track record of, didn't he punch a guy on his team?
Yes, yeah, that was in the
Jordan
preseason.
Poole?
Yeah, Jordan. I was just getting. Yeah, you pulled that one right in there, but yeah.
Okay. Carl would be proud of me. So it's supposed to be at 7 a.m. tomorrow, 0 degrees. We don't usually talk the weather, but this Arctic blast has been something. Okay, so who else you got? There's plenty of room in the hot seat.
Yeah.
I'd like to be on a hot seat right now.
Yeah, I'd rather be warm.
In my car, I have
not the-
heated seats. I mean, they're working overtime. But go ahead. Who else?
Yeah,
you
the
got?
other one I'm going to go with is Chris Boyd from the Houston Texans. First play of the game, the kickoff. Chiefs go all the way down the field. He throws his helmet, and it's unsportsmanlike. So the Chiefs start the ball at the 13. They kick a field goal. But the thing is, when Chris Boyd gets off the field, he goes to the special teams coach and shoves him, and he goes back 5 yards. So I look at that like, he still played some of the game here and there, but you can't just shove your coach like that.
No, I mean, that's
just silly.
That's bad. The whole team looks on that like, what are you doing, man? We're trying to beat the two-time defending champion, and you're assaulting our assistant coach.
Yeah, I
didn't see it because I didn't get to that game right at the beginning, but I saw most of it. I was going to put the NFL refs. Some of those calls that went against the Texans. Wasn't it against the Texans? I mean,
all throughout
online they're a conspiracy. The refs all are in favor of the Chiefs, and I don't necessarily think that, but some of those roughing calls were pretty minor. The one where exactly. The two guys hit helmets, and they called Mahomes kind of slid in between them or something.
Yeah. Not just the Chiefs Texans game, but all three games there were just some head scratching,
calls and non-calls.
calls. And
non-calls too, right?
I think some of them should have been reviewed. You look at the face mask, and it's like clear as day. His head's yanked to, north, and no call. So
Are these guys still considered part-time? I mean, do they have
not full time there? Yeah, still the part time.
They could be lawyers during the week, or doctors, or chemists, or teachers, whatever.
Yeah, that's the crazy part with the whole referee not being full time and having another job and this and that.
You have to say, I mean, the NFL refs do look fit.
Yes.
And they seem like they're pretty. It's always. I was thinking about this the other day. It's almost a choreograph. How you can have, what are there, 7 refs on the field in the NFL, and how the players don't collide with them more often. I mean, it does happen. It's considered part of the field. It's not like a do-over. They just play on, right? But I mean, those the umpires are the ones that look for holding, I think.
Yep.
And they got to be as close as they can be, and still know when to get out of the. I mean, it's. Let's put them on the shining star. You know, we'll put the refs in general. Shining star, and I got to go with Saquon Barkley. I know we didn't segue over, but
Oh, it's all
you know
good.
how
Yeah, yeah.
Philly centric I am, and
Well, you go Philly centric. I'm going to go probably Buckeye centric with mine. So I'll let you kind of take the Barkley.
okay. Well, okay. Let's hot seat. I did think about this a little bit.
Okay.
I'll come back to it. I'll
Okay.
come back to it. All right. So I said Saquon Barkley. Now we're segueing to shining stars. Saquon Barkley. Who you got?
I mean, with Barkley, just his punctuation mark there, getting that touchdown, and getting almost 200 yards rushing. Was it
205.
205. 205. I don't know
Two.
why I was-
He's had 6 runs longer than 60 yards this season, and I think if anybody's done it, it's somebody like Gale Sayers or somebody legendary. So everybody's saying the Giants. They got to be just. I mean, it's great for Barkley. He's back pretty much home. That's home area to him.
Yeah.
Bethlehem area, Allentown, and Philly. They're all right there. So a beautiful thing. No, I was going to. I know you're a Ravens fan, but
No, a Bears fan.
oh, that's right. You're a Bears fan. Okay, but Mark Andrews dropped that 2-point
the
conversion.
Drops, yes.
And even Lamar Jackson, I mean, he doesn't usually turn the ball over, and I guess you got to credit Buffalo's defense. But they had 3 turnovers that game.
3 turnovers there. I think I
can't
saw a
overcome
stat
that.
when they lose a turnover battle, they are 0-43 or something like that there. So
Yeah.
going into a game like the Bills or the Chiefs or an elite team, you have to minimize mistakes. And
Yeah.
that game itself is going to be remembered as the Mark Andrew game. Unfortunately, he had some good plays during the game there, but he had that fumble, when you're down by
Yeah.
5, and then he kicked the field goal to make it down by 8 then. But that 2-point conversion is not the first time we saw Andrews drop.
I was thinking that
Just
same thing.
The Pittsburgh game.
He dropped one there, but I mean, over the course of his career, he scored more touchdowns than any other Raven. How many teams can say that about their tight end?
Not too many. I mean, Kelsey with the Chiefs there, but it's
Yeah.
not a
Okay.
whole lot
Well,
there.
you're talking Hall of Fame there, and probably Andrews is on his way.
But I mean, he
How
has.
about Jared Goff for the hot seat?
That's right up there. I
And
would.
the Lions are going to lose their coordinators to other teams, and
Ben Johnson's one.
but I
to the
guess Hutch will
Bears
be
and-
back, and if they're healthy, they should be right there. But I know the Lions fans really took that hard.
My shining star, I'm going to go with Ohio State running back Quinshawn Judkins.
It was the guy wearing shorts. He had lederhosen on out there.
Basically, I mean,
I played football. Like, why wouldn't you? I guess you're faster, but man, all the turf burns and.
yeah.
So he caught 1 rushing and 1 receiving.
Yeah, so he had two rushing and,
And
1
one
receiving
receiving,
there. And
okay.
he had 100 yards rushing. The one
What's his
that
name? Judkins?
Quinshawn, Quinshon, and then Judkins, Judkins.
Judkins.
Yep.
Okay.
He had about a 56-yard run.
What year is he?
He is a, I think, senior.
Okay,
from
so
Ole
he's
Miss
done.
There, yeah.
But Smith is coming back. He can't.
Jeremiah
He's
Smith,
not
yeah.
eligible for the NFL
He's got to
draft.
play 2 more years there, so he just
He seems like he's NFL ready right now. I
Yes.
mean, he's a freshman. I don't know how old he is, but
17, 18 or something like that there.
well, yeah, he's probably at least 18. But anyway, okay. So we covered a lot of ground. Do we have somebody on the line? Did I hear the
we
phone
might
ring?
have a phone call there. We can
We got kind of absorbed in the hot seat and
shining
shining.
star there,
Yeah, the Matrix. We go down that rabbit hole. It's hard to get out of there.
Let's see here.
Hello, welcome to Sports Chat. No?
No, it's good.
Hello.
How did I think it was you? Robert, what's going on, my man?
I am not happy about what's going on. I'm disappointed in everything that's been going on lately.
Probably in the racing. The racing. You're disappointed in the racing.
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
I'm not talking about that. There's been crime over this weekend.
Is it about the refs in the NFL?
It's about the NFL people.
Okay.
I'm talking about the referees in the Kansas City Chiefs game.
Well, you're my source for that information. You think it's rigged in favor of the Chiefs, don't you?
I do believe
Because of Taylor Swift?
Because there was a little incident that happened with them, and it was not a roughing the passer.
Oh, we were just talking about that. The one where Mahomes kind of does a nosedive and the two defenders go over top of him and bang helmets. Fortunately, they were okay.
And that was just number one, the starting of that.
Yeah, and what was the other? Was there another one where he actually got sacked and a guy hit him high and?
Yeah, and he did not hit him with the helmet.
No. Yeah, I agree.
Roughing the passer.
I agree. Well, not only was Taylor Swift there, Caitlin Clark was there too.
Yeah, I did see that.
Mr. Cook,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
and I'm going to say this now. Okay, I'm going to say this now, and write this down. Okay, I'm going to say it's going to be the Eagles and KC in the Super Bowl.
Oh, a rematch of what was that? 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, that was the the
Came
Kelsey.
down to it, the pass interference call at the end of the game, field goal to win it. I mean,
that put Harrison Butker, into the.
Harrison Butker. Ooh. He never gets a shining star from me, but we try to stay out of politics on this show, but I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so all right, so Eagles KC in the Super Bowl. Do the Eagles get it done this year?
And I'm going to say this too. If they do not call the games right in that, there's going to be a big hoorah in Philadelphia because the referees did not call it right down the middle.
So they pretty much have to win, or the Eagles fans, being Eagles fans, they'll figure some way to get upset about it. Yeah, I know. I mean, they were pretty. I didn't see any snowballs flying when it was snowing at the link.
I think that game itself with the Rams and the Eagles. I mean, the Rams had their chances, in that second half there.
Oh man,
and
I was nervous.
Yeah, I mean, when they got that.
Safety, like 4 minutes, they can't score 2 touchdowns, can they?
It was almost like when Barkley got that touchdown, it looked like the game was over, and they kind of gave them a spark of life. Like, hey, we got to score quick. We got to go down.
Yeah, Stafford, he does have a strong arm.
And Puka got that catch, got him in the they scored that touchdown, and Philly didn't do nothing on that drive.
I know, it was a quick 3 and out. I mean, odd play calling, and you have Hurts with his limited mobility, faking it to Barkley and then rolling out, and he couldn't even move, and he got sacked.
And Jake Elliott with the missed extra point.
They don't call him Jake the Make anymore. Yeah, yes. Hey, is Robert? How do you spell that?
C-O-O-K.
No, I know how to. Okay, go ahead. What do you have?
If you go look in your paperwork, and what was my take 3 weeks ago, and I went through my paperwork, and I did very excellent
Okay.
with that.
Let's see how you did.
Because we weren't on last week, so we
No.
didn't make any picks for the divisional round. So this is all from the wild card.
So
weekend.
Texas, Ravens, Steelers. You said Pittsburgh. Bills, Broncos. You said Denver.
Well,
What, 0-2?
yeah, that's 0-2.
Well, you did say the Eagles over the Packers, so that's 1-2. Commanders, Bucks. you said Bucks. That's 1-3. And Rams Vikings. You did say Rams.
Okay.
So 2-3.
Um,
And then okay, you said Notre Dame over Penn State. So that's
Oh, that what they call
3-3. I don't know. I mean, Corey.
I did pretty good with my picks there. With,
Yeah. Well, you picked OSU. I just to be argumentative,
Yeah.
I took Texas, but I really didn't think. Yeah, I mean Ohio State. What was their scoring average in the playoffs?
Well,
30,
they
30
won by
plus?
double digits all the way through those 4 games.
She ran the
there, so, yeah.
table. They ran the table. So yeah. Congrats to all the Buckeye fans and Penn State fans. Not too happy for them, I don't think.
I don't think, yeah.
Yeah. So you have, I'm thinking about this, the geography of your teams that you follow. You have Baltimore over here, then you have Columbus, Ohio State,
And then Chicago,
and then the Bears way out here on the lake.
yeah, 3 different states.
Yeah. Bears, okay.
Yeah.
And you like the Orioles, right?
Yes.
So that's Baltimore, yeah. So how do you explain all that, the diverse allegiance?
Well, I picked, the Orioles with family.
Plus, there's a proximity.
Yeah. The Bears,
They probably remember Brooks Robinson and
in the heyday
Cal
there.
Ripken. You remember Cal Ripken?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're a wee lad.
I picked the Bears, just be a little bit different there. I was growing up, family, all Ohio State fan and such there. So football, with me being the Bears fan, I just kind of went outside the grain there with the local sports and all that there. So, but it was good there. But I think with my picks, I think with Wild Card Weekend, I think I only had a couple wrong there. I know I picked the Packers over the Eagles.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you picked the Bills and the Ravens and Texas.
yeah, I think I took Texans over the Chargers. So I got that one.
Okay.
And
No, you had L.A.
L.A. So yeah, that was
Robert was the only one who got that right. Texas versus L.A. The Chargers, that is. But the Chargers, they kind of laid an egg in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean Herbert, had 4 interceptions. He had an egg in that in the playoffs. Same with Darnold and Love. It was just,
Coach Harbaugh, maybe he laid an egg too. I don't know. I guess they did it together.
Yes.
So what do you think is going to happen to the Pittsburgh Steelers? They got a new quarterback. It's the old.
Justin Fields, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah. Coach Cowher is back.
Who?
And I think he's going to do great.
What?
Bill
I think he's going to do great.
Bill Coward. He's still with CBS.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He's with
Yeah,
James
he's-
Brown and
Yeah.
That crew.
Yeah, he's retired. He's in the Hall of Fame.
no. Why would he come back?
Yeah.
If he wanted to coach, he never would have left.
Yeah.
He's like what, Belichick's age, maybe.
Something like that there. Russell Wilson is still there, or he's a free agent there, but it looks like he could be signing back with
Yeah, I saw
Pittsburgh
some
there.
kind of clickbait that said he has some tragic thing, and is like I don't even get lured in by that stuff.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what they do again. Do they draft a quarterback there? They got Justin Fields. The thing with Pittsburgh, I said this countless years now, is they are an average team. They'll get you 9, maybe 10 wins, but they'll be one and done in the playoffs. They haven't won a playoff game in, 7 years now, since 2017. So with that, they always are in the middle of the first round. They can't be in the top 10 in the draft. so they can't redo the process. They're getting these veteran quarterbacks. With Russell Wilson, you got Justin Fields. Is he the answer?
They had to pay him $1 million each, which is chump change in the NFL.
But pretty soon you won't be able to do that. So that's where you're kind of like in that boundaries there.
Who are the top quarterbacks in the draft this year? The kid from Oregon.
So
he's 24 already.
So you got the quarterback for Miami. You got
what about OSU?
Cam
He had
Ward.
what was he 14 in the first half? 14
Yeah, you could see Leonard and Howard being drafted. I can see them being like a third round.
Yeah, I don't see. I think I agree. Neither one is a first round pick. I mean, will Riley Leonard have that kind of success running the ball in the NFL? I doubt it.
No, he kind of reminds me, not a knock, but almost Tebow-esque a little bit there. With the running there, he's a
little different style. I mean, I don't think he has the plow forward style that Tebow had, but he picks his spots. Very effective. A Dookie. Yeah. Originally, so.
I see them going in the maybe the third, the fourth round, definitely being drafted, but probably a third day type of pick there. You got Dylan Gabriel. Looks like for Oregon. He'll be a top pick there. You got Sanders. With Colorado. Cam Ward.
Sedor.
So it looks like it's going to be those three quarterbacks. It's not a heavy quarterback draft this upcoming year. So
okay, well Sedor Sanders could be the number one overall. I mean, people are going to look at the success of Jaden Daniels and say, I don't know if Sedor runs as much as Daniels does, but the ability to move the chains on third down is scary.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a spy on Jaden Daniels? I don't know if that works. If that's been, you would think it's been tried. So, what's the defensive game plan for the Eagles?
It's definitely a spy is a thing. He is just so relaxed when he is in that pocket there. He just does this. He's so mobile. He's having the best rookie season in recent history there.
Yeah.
So just with them going to Philadelphia, this is not a slam dunk for Philadelphia to win this game.
Believe me, they know it. They saw what Daniels could do, beat him on the last play of the game.
Yeah.
The guy they cut had 2 touchdowns, Zacchaeus.
Yeah, and then going back to that
Don't
game,
believe me, they will not come out flat. I can't imagine they would.
They both, how the Commanders were coming back from that game there because they were trailing for double digits and how they were able to storm.
Well,
back
they had a
into
pick
that
six
game
that was huge, and but I mean Daniels, he just has a way of making the right moves, and I was saying that they can't run the ball, but they ran the ball effectively against the Lions.
Yeah. I think with the Lions,
But I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
the Lions, I think their injury woes kind of caught up to them.
They're decimated. Yeah.
The thing is,
That's why they could run against them. They might not have the same success running the ball against the Eagles.
I can see that. The Eagles Commanders game just kind of feels like a 28-24 or 31-28 type of feel. A back and forth like haymakers. Can the Commanders just stay with them? I think it's going to be a fourth quarter type of game. A one score all the way through, but it wouldn't shock me if the Commanders win this game. They were 4.5-point underdogs, but a divisional game, third time.
Well, are you going to pick them? Because we might as well go on the record here. I say Eagles. Robert, you say Eagles, correct? Well, you have to because you had them in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go with the Eagles, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Commanders pull off the upset. But I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Who would be shocked? And then the Commanders would get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since Joe Gibbs was coach.
First time in my life.
Wow.
I know.
I mean
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. Did you hear the latest news? The Bears hired Ben Johnson as a head coach.
Yes, I was.
Lions offensive coordinator, correct?
Yeah, I was happy to see this there. I think this is a good, head coaching directional point there with Caleb Williams. I think this is a good point there. I think this will put him in a good, path there for next year. You looked at, the Bears, interviewed like 20 candidates. It seemed like every time I looked, there's another player, or another person getting interviewed. They even interviewed Eddie George, I saw. So they went through the whole list there. But I think Ben
Pete
Johnson
Carroll,
is a good, candidate there for it, and we shall see. So
Yeah.
and I think there's 6 other jobs out there.
Yeah. Go ahead, Robert.
So what did you really think about that game with Penn State, though? Let's go back to that for a second. Let's go back to that.
Which game?
Penn State
How
game.
they lost that game.
Penn State,
Let's go
Notre
back to
Dame.
that.
Well, yeah, Drew Aller, low amount of turnovers all year long. Well, first of all, that tying touchdown with the defender slipped. That's
Yep.
why the guy, that's why he was so wide open. Braveheart, what's the guy's name for Notre Dame? Anyway, I know that's not Braveheart, but Goodhart or something
I
like
think
that.
Goodhart or something Hart.
Okay. Anyway, great house.
Great house.
What kind of name is that? That's interesting. But anyway, we digress. So then they tie it up, and it looks like, okay, overtime, maybe try a long field goal. But what down was that? Was that second or third down when he threw the pick?
I believe that was second down. No, that was a first down because they just got 13 yards, and then they were about at the 34-yard
So he's
line.
rolling left. And what's the hardest thing to do when you're rolling left? To try to throw back across your body to the right. And he says you're just trying to put it in the dirt.
Clearly was not in the dirt.
He missed his target by way too much. We all know the end of the story. Interception. Notre Dame methodically gets in position and makes a field goal in the last play of the game. And so they showed a lot of heart. It looked like it was over, and then they got within one possession. So hats off to the Fighting Irish.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're the Fighting Irish. They're not called the milquetoast Irish. They're the Fighting Irish.
Yep.
So what about KC and the Bills? You like KC because you said they're going to be in the Super Bowl, and you think they have the refs in their pocket, right, Robert?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and I also, I'm going with the Bills. What do you think, Corey?
I'm going with the Bills as well.
They beat them during the regular season, so you kind of, what's the key?
Yeah.
What was the key in that game, and how can they do it again?
Well, it'll be a different key since the game's going to be in Kansas City there. But I think just the way that the Bills have been playing, Josh Allen has been more of he is not a game manager, but he is managing, how to go about it. I guess that's being a manager, but
Yeah.
he only had
He's right up there with the dual threat quarterbacks in the NFL. And
Yep.
a lot of people think he should be the MVP. So, that's, if you're not a dual threat guy at quarterback, look at all the top candidates. Lamar Jackson,
Yeah.
Daniels. He's going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Josh Allen.
Yes.
I want you to pay attention to that game this week and and write down what they did wrong of the referees this week of the Kansas City Chiefs.
You got a homework assignment.
Okay.
Well, there are only 2 games on Sunday.
Yeah. I think he wants me to hone in on that second game on Sunday. I think that's what he was getting at there. But,
Eagles, Commanders at 3, again at the link.
Yeah.
Advantage Eagles, definitely. But can the Commanders win there?
We shall see.
Yeah. They didn't. And when they met in they split the regular season. Barkley had a big game, and the Eagles pulled away in the second half at the link. And then, last play of the game, they pulled it off. Was that Zacchaeus who caught? No, it was Crowder maybe.
I think it was Crowder.
Yeah.
But
So, that team, brand new coach, brand new GM, And brand new owner.
Yeah, Dan Quinn. I mean, everything new, and it's just going to be anytime you have an NFC or AFC championship game where it's a divisional foes going at it, it's always usually a close game, and
Well, they shouldn't know each other. Yeah, they played twice already.
But yeah, going back to the Bills and the Chiefs game, I just like the way that Josh Allen is going about it. He had 10 carries for 20 yards. That's not great there, but the way he was able to get first downs and just extend the drive there. He had less than 150 yards passing. The Ravens controlled that game, but the way that the Bills were able to punctuate drives, makes me to believe that they can, beat the team of Kansas City. I mean, you have to play a 4-quarter type of game, and that's what the Texans almost did. They played 3 quarters. Their opening drive in the second half, they had the ball for about 9.5 minutes and really chewed off that clock, scored the touchdown, but missed the extra point. So they are hanging with them. But I think the Bills can go the extra level and then beat the Chiefs there. But
yeah, I mean, look at the job the Bills did. They lose their top 2 wideouts, and now the new guys in there haven't skipped a beat. Mm-hmm. This guy Hollins was an ex-Eagle. He looks like a bit of a hothead.
Yeah, I mean, he's a different type of wide receiver there.
Yeah, like a larger possession type guy.
Not a slot guy there, but he can kind of fold you. If you're going to the other wide receivers there, if you're going to Kincaid or Dalton or Dawson Knox there, so he kind of opens up the playbook there. So I don't know, and then I haven't checked the weather there, but I think that game itself is going to be like a 31-24 type of game as well as the other game.
I mean, Robert's the only one that took KC.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills in this game,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go Bills-Philly Super Bowl.
I guess. What would have the best value for ad prices and so forth? I guess KC, obviously, with Taylor
KC
Swift
probably,
in there.
KC, Philly. I
Philly,
can't really
rematch
see KC,
aspect.
Washington.
So the refs want the Eagles to win, right, Robert? Oh, he's gone. Okay.
Going with the win there. We got some breaking news, kind of changing gears to baseball. We have the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And we got
Who got in?
We got 3 that got in. Ichiro, 99.7% of the vote. So it looks like one person.
What a career he had. Great career in Japan. He's probably in Japan's Hall of Fame too. And then he comes over here. How old was he when he started? Well, we'll get back to him.
Well, he's 51 years old there.
Now.
So now.
Okay, but
And the next Hall of Famer with 86.8%. Remember, you have to have 75 to get in the Hall.
Yeah.
And that is CC Sabathia.
Wow.
He has made it in. I think that was his first time on the ballot. So
I saw Chase Utley had 2 home runs off of him in Game 1 of the 2009 World Series. So despite that, he got in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. Great career, big lefty. Now he does commercials for boys clubs.
yes.
Go ahead.
And the final inductee will be Billy Wagner. This was his last year on the ballot. Last year he was right around the 75. He was at 74, 73%. He got in with 82.5%.
Might be the first left-handed reliever to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's not many I can think of. So
And fireballer throughout his career. So
yeah,
I think that's 3 good choices. And
Yeah.
then Dick Allen and somebody else got in through the Veterans Committee. I forget who it was, but I know Dick Allen got in.
I can see that in a second there. But yeah, Billy Wagner, one of the only closers with 600-plus saves with Rivera and Hoffman there. So I think
Trevor
that was-
Hoffman, who's also in the Hall.
Yes. So I think that was a well-deserved with those 3.
Where's Lee Arthur Smith? Is he? How many? Did they have the total results? Is anybody close?
I can see here of how close those. Let's see. I think what's shocking is just Ichiro was not unanimous. I thought that was going to be a second unanimous
Yeah.
into the Hall of Fame there. So Yes.
Well, okay. Who was Jeter unanimous?
Rivera, I think that was.
Oh, Rivera was, okay. Well, so what is it? One voter didn't vote for him?
Yeah, it looks like one voter did not vote for Ichiro. Those that were just short was Carlos Beltran, 70.3%.
He had some controversy
A
too.
little controversy.
Great pinch hitter, lengthy career. Then he was Mets manager, and what was the deal there? I forget.
I think it was something with the Houston Astros.
Oh,
and all
the
that
garbage
there, yeah.
can from the World Series. Well, the sign stealing debacle.
So Andrew Jones was 66.2, and then it really falls off.
Yeah.
Chase Utley, 39.8%. Alex Rodriguez, 37.1%. Manny Ramirez, 34%. Andy Pettit, 27%. So,
Jimmy Rollins, he's not on there at all.
he's on the first row there.
Okay.
So let me.
Andy Pettit.
Oh, here
One
we
of the
go.
four.
J Roll, 18%.
Oh, boy.
So, you know,
Sadly, 39.
and you have to have at least 5% to stay on the ballot. Torrey Hunter was 5.1. David Wright, 8%. So,
Got his number retired by the Mets, but that might be as far as he gets. I don't think he's
think
getting
so
involved.
too. Yeah, but see how that goes. And some other baseball news. How about the Dodgers spending money like
Sasaki, is that this new guy?
Ruki Sasaki or?
No, you
yeah.
know, I mean, can the league do anything about it? Talk about competitive imbalance. I mean, what can they do? I can seem to recall sometimes trades or signings weren't approved, and I can't tell you what sport, but for that issue, that this is not going to be fair. We want to have parity.
I think that was the NBA with Chris Paul trade.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you look at this; it's almost like they're building a super team-esque, with all the players that they're getting and all that. There, it's just, yes, there's 29 other clubs that can make signings, but when you're seeing, a rotation now, with Rookie and
Six-man rotation.
you can almost go with a 7-man rotation with the amount of star power that they have there. So, and then they just signed Tanner Scott, the big, reliever on the market there, 4 years, $72 million, and
Pitch for.
he was traded. He was with the Marlins. He got traded to the Padres, and the Padres gave up a lot, for a 2-month rental. So you look at that.
Calculated risk.
So you see what happens, but it's going to be interesting. What's still out there in the market that what teams will sign upon. The Blue Jays signed Anthony Santander for 5 years, $92.5 million. So there's another.
Did the Orioles make an offer to him?
I think if they did, it was maybe a 1 year or something like that there. And I understand, as an O's fan, they got, Tyler O'Neill. That was basically the replacement there from, Santander. But you look at them, they're kind of.
Was he starting to strike out a lot more, Santander?
A little bit there. I think it was probably his age there. I think they were ready to go with a younger player.
Yeah, even though he had, 40 home runs 2 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, 40 this past year and such there. So, he is, a good player. I think they were just ready to, move in a different direction. I thought they were going to, sign an ace pitcher, but that never came in the cards. Charlie Morton is not going to be what I would classify
He's
as
only 40, and he's still got
yeah.
Uncle Charlie's got the Uncle Charlie.
Yes, yeah. So see how that works out there. But we're 5 weeks away or 4 weeks away from pictures and catcher reporting. So it's not.
There's
not
hope.
that far away.
But it's cold in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I guess they hope it. I've been to spring training when it was 55 degrees or something. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anybody. I mean, the Dodgers got off to a slow start this year, but they certainly rebounded in a big way. Won it all easily. And Ohtani, they expect him to pitch this year.
Yeah, he's going to be part of that rotation there. So.
And that's part of the reason they want to go to a 6-man rotation, give him an extra day of rest, and now I mean, they could afford to let Walker Bueller go.
He went to the Red Sox there, and then Flaherty, he's still out there. So it looks like he could sign with another ball club because he's not going to go with the Dodgers.
They don't need him.
Yeah, that's
They've
the
already,
thing,
even the Dodgers don't have a total blank check, although it seems like they do.
I guess bouncing to the hardwood floor. How about the basketball? You have the Thunder playing the Cavs twice in a span of 10 days there, and the OKC Thunder really put a number to the Cavs last week
times?
there. Yeah.
Well, I know the first game. Do they play again already, or have they?
Oh, they're done. I mean, they played the 2 games
yeah.
there. So.
Yeah, talk about a young team. It's just scaring people. Teams that got way better. The Rockets they're not of the same level, but a lot of names you don't even recognize, and all of a sudden they're a pretty good team too.
I mean, what do you think about the Sixers right now? I mean, they're 15-26. I mean, they really started out slow, but
And they got Denver tonight at Denver. Noah Embiid, is Paul George out. I mean, they give it maximum effort. They're not quitting on their coach, but man, they have an uphill battle. Somehow a miracle of miracles, they get healthy and they could make the play. It's not that hard to make the play-in tournament.
yeah, I mean, right now they're a game and a half back from the Bulls, and it's
And there's
crazy.
plenty. How many games? What you say they're 15-31?
15-26. So
15 and
right
26.
now teams
They're
are
about
entering-
halfway through the season.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
the
I was just
halfway
going to
point.
say. It's not a far fetch that they can catch the Bulls or the Pistons or the Heat there. They're not that far. But you look at the East there. There's just a lot of teams right in that middle tier from 4 down. You got from Milwaukee, Pacers, Hawks, and then you're into the play-in.
A lot
there.
of those teams have issues. They're not playing up to their par. Obviously, the Sixers aren't either. How about Jimmy Butler in the hot seat? I mean,
You think he's going to get dealt, or I mean, it's
he seems like a bad locker room influence at this point.
yeah, just
He only played 1 year with the Sixers. Everybody liked him because he was good.
that sounds like years ago.
I know.
Since
5
he
years
played,
ago,
yeah.
6 years ago. I remember it well. They had a great team that year. Was that the year that Leonard bounced it on the rim 4 times and it went through, and the Raptors went on and won it all, or was it before
I believe that was after that. There, I think that was probably the 2018 or 2019 season. I'm pretty sure that wasn't during COVID there. So I'm pretty sure it was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
now.
OKC and Cleveland, that could be the Celtics are going to have something to do about it. Finals preview, but Celtics versus OKC, that could be a high-scoring, ton of threes. Celtics, yeah.
Yeah, you look the way that Oklahoma City is right now. I mean, they have a 7-game lead over Houston. So it looks like OKC is going to have the 1 seed in the West, and then in the East, it looks like it's going to. I want to count the Celtics out, even with the 6.5, game cushion that the Cavs have right now. But
Yeah.
it's still, even with us being a halfway point in the basketball season, it's still a lot of game to be played.
What about the Spurs? Is Coach Pop back yet?
I haven't heard.
Stroke? I don't know either. But Wemby having a great year, but their record's not good.
Yeah, they're 19-22. They have lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to see them in the play-in there, but right now they're in that thick of it. With the Warriors, they're tied right now with the Suns. For that play-in for that 10th seed, and the T-Wolves, they're 13.5. So you just kind of look at the parity right now with so many teams there. So we shall see.
All right. Well, listen, my friend, we're out of time. So any special shout-outs or parting thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give out one shout out here. I'd like to say, to my grandma, she passed away today. I just want to say, loved seeing her, throughout the years and such there. And, it it was a tough day today there, but we're getting through it. But
Thanks for being on the show. It's probably good therapy for
Yeah.
you, and our condolences to you and your family on the loss of your grandmom. And special thanks to Sean Garrett in the control room, as usual, where he's not feeling great, but he's a primetime player, as Dickie V would say, who's back. Something to look forward to when he calls a game again at age 85. There's hope for us. We're gonna be live Friday night. We're gonna cover Thursday night, 2 nights hence, Northern at Gettysburg. So join us, won't you? And join us in about 15 minutes for trivia live from New Oxford. And so for Corey Smith, I'm Jeff Cook. See you next Tuesday and every Tuesday here on Sports Chat. Good night, everybody. Bye.
all right. All right.
Everyone, Laura here with Community Media to share an exciting new opportunity with you. Here at Community Media, we believe that a healthy community is a connected community. Therefore, we would like to invite all of our friends in Adams and York County a chance to connect and interact with us through our Patreon. What's a Patreon, you may ask? It's a program that would allow you to interact and be an influence to the community through Community Media, and also support our effort to celebrate who we are and what we do as a community. You can connect with us for as little as $5 a month. Interested in learning more? Check out the website for other options, allowing you to choose which one works best for you. To become a patron, please visit patreon.com/community media. We look forward to connecting with you, and we thank you for your support.